Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in the previous few videos, I have shared with you on the practice of Neigong, internal, and debunking things such as the lifting anus, squeezing anus, tucking tailbone, those type of magic. And in this previous video, I have shared that the fundamental of practice of Neigong, Qigong, one need to be able to handle the four keys or four elements or four components, namely your core muscle, your diaphragm, and your pelvic floor muscle. That is the first thing. The second thing is be able to align your spine. The third thing is be able to breathe, and breathing have two types. One is the regulatory breathing or the recovery breathing, and the performance breathing. And the fourth is be able to handle the intra-abdominal pressure. So this fourth thing, which is in the previous YouTube, please watch it for the details. Now, if you really experience in practicing Qigong, Neigong, internal, those are the things which is you practice with. Okay? Now, due to I share these videos, there are many Wing Chun friends, Qigong, Neigong friends asking me, so Hendrik, why don't you talk about the Qi, the energy? So today I make this video to share with you. When you practice Qigong, Neigong, internal, again you want to handle the four elements I just shared with you. Your pelvic floor muscle, diaphragm, your core muscle, which is physical, your spine alignment, your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure. That's what you do, in practice. As for energy, people love to talk about, they got their heat in their dantian, they got all kinds of stuff like heat flow, sensation. When people talk about that, without talking about the four elements I just shared with you, it just means that they have no idea on what it is. They never practice it. Okay? Now, on top of this four, we can talk about the energy, the Qi. But still, it is not that, I get this energy flow here, I can sense, my body is warm up. Forget about those things. The truth, the realistic thing on the practice of Qigong, Neigong, it's not what you see out there in marketing of their school on teaching Qigong and then adding some philosophy, Taoist, Buddhist, all this. Whatever is the superficial and mystical, magical, I should say nonsense, okay? So if you want to deal with energy, let me share with you the fifth element today in additions to what I share with you. Okay, your diaphragm, your pelvic floor muscle, your core muscle, and your spine, your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure. On top of that, today I want to share with you on Qi. What is the reality of Qi? So that you can use it in your daily practice. Okay? Now, speaking on Qi, the first thing you need to know is it has to base on the breathing. And breathing, we have the two types, the regulatory breathing or the recovery breathing, and the performance breathing. Now, in Neigong, you need to know your practice, is it based on the performance breathing or the recovery or regulatory breathing? You must know that. For example, you are training, practicing in taking impact with your body, endurance and everything. Well, of course, that is going to have to base on the performance breathing. So in performance breathing, you know you are doing anaerobic or aerobic. Okay? So when you do something aerobic or anaerobic, the following three outcomes you need to know. If you've done it properly, your Qigong, your Qigong or your Neigong, which is based on the performance breathing, then the outcome, there are three outcomes, rule of thumb in general, make it simple. Three outcomes you need to know. You need to monitor yourself. The first thing is, after your practice, if you feel a little bit tired, but you feel comfortable, then that means your practice of your Neigong or Qigong based on the performance breathing or in the zone of aerobic or anaerobic is proper. You feel a little bit tired because in the performance breathing you dissipate energy, you dissipate Qi. Okay, because you need to do a lot of work, hard work. Okay? Now, if you feel a little tired but you feel comfortable, then that means your training is proper. Your energy flow is proper. Your energy dissipation is proper. And if this is proper and you keep training it after a week or so, you feel that you improve your strength, your stamina, your aerobic endurance, your anaerobic endurance. Now, if the practice is improper, if you feel after the training is stuffy, okay, it's stuffy, or like it is pain here, pain there, in the chest, or you do not breathe properly, those is improper practice. Those mean your energy is improper. And the third thing is, if you feel after your practice you went to have rest, or even after sleep the second day, you feel draining. Those two is a mispractice, something wrong with it. So there are 3 practices, right? The first one is after you practice, you feel a little bit tired, but you feel comfortable. That is the proper practice. What you practice is proper. If you feel like there's stuffy, pain, or you are out of breath, okay, something like your heart is palpitation and so forth, or after, the third one is after you have a rest for a night, you feel draining. Those 2 are either your energy in your body is having a blockage, okay, stagnations, or you are draining too much of it. So this is how the energy, okay, is shown physiologically. You feel your body is feeling blockage there, uncomfortable, pain, stuffy, or you feel drained. Those are your energy. It might be imbalance, stagnation, have a blockage there, or you drain too much. It become your body energy become deficient. Okay. So in terms of when you face this second and third, you know your qi is either the having blockage or imbalance, okay, or deficiency. Then this is time to stop the training and go see the doctor, like the Chinese medicine doctor, or your sifu who taught you that, to get things straight out, because you're doing something wrong there, or your body is not supposed to train that way. Okay. So that is if your breathing is under the performance breathing training. Now, if your breathing is on the recovery or regulatory breathing type of training, after the proper training, you will feel that you feel lightweight, you feel calm, lightweight, you feel calm, you feel refreshed. Okay? If your training in the recovery breathing is having a problem, meaning that training it wrong, then you will feel certain part of your body or your chest, you feel like something is blocked, something is pain or stuffy, or you feel having anxiety. Those are problems. Now, if you feel drained, those two have a problem. So the same. Now your qi will be either is imbalance, blockage, stagnations, or the deficiency, or your energy leak there, okay, or you drain too much. Now, so you need to know, what you train and what you can sense, instead of you keeping thinking about, oh, my dantians is getting hot, getting warm, and then go tell other people I can have this micro orbits and whatever heck. Okay? Now, all those micro orbits and everything, it is actually is about treatment. It never is one size fit all for a person, and also it is keeping changing even for a person, depend on your body and physical conditions. Okay? So, for example, if you train in the endurance, under the performance breathing type of Neigong or training, or aerobic or anaerobic, if you get into like you have a quick temper, the more you train, the more you have more quick temper, get angry easy. That's problem. Again, that is linked to deficiency, stagnation, blockage, okay, or imbalance of your qi. So instead of getting into talking about qi, warm, whatever flow, whatever chakra, all this nonsense bullshit, you just check. After I train this for endurance, my Neigong is for my strengthening. I'm using the breathing type of the performance, and I feel that I get a quick temper, right? Easily get mad, impatient. Now you know that there's a problem. If you feel that after that you are having stuffy in your chest, pain, or you just feel that really low energy, then you know those are problems. The proper training will get you a little bit tired right after the training, but you feel comfortable and you are really cool, right? Not cool, and you are not like easy to get mad and those kind of stuff. Now, on the other hand, on the training using the recovery breathing or the regulatory breathing, you'll feel calm, you feel refreshed, you feel slowed down. If you have a feeling of nervousness and have to be hurry on things and so forth, now you know your qi is imbalanced, or either imbalance, have a blockage, or the stagnated or deficient. Okay, that you need to see a teacher or the Chinese medicine doctor who really know what they're talking about to get you fixed. If that is your body condition. But the first thing is you need to stop the training, because your training caused that. Okay? And also your teacher has to be responsible for that. If something wrong with that, he don't know about it, he shouldn't go teach this kind of stuff. So for example, very simple thing, like in this book, there is something called N1 process. Those are training under the recovery breathing. And once you train it, you feel refreshed, you feel recovered. That is for nurture qi. You just follow the instructions. Unless your body is in a really sick, or you're getting sick or something, when you train this, N1, which is trained in China for thousands of years, you will feel recovered. You will feel refreshed. Unless you are really, really weak in your body, but even people who's really weak in their body, like people who have I have friends who have after chemotherapy, when they really, really tired but they cannot sleep, they can use N1 to help them to rest. Okay, you want to have those type of result. And as in this book, there is a process which is in page 126. If you have this book, page 126, okay, this one. Practice Sing Neigong while exhausted, which I call the N2 process. Same thing. If you practice it, you will feel refreshed, or you can fall into deep sleep. So when you wake up, you feel that you are recovered. And of course, like this, in these two books, I share with you guys that you can use the heart rate variability to check. Okay, prior to training, your heart rate variability is low, and after the training, the heart rate variability will raise. Okay, and when you're in the training, your heart rate will going down into the resting heart rate, like you fall into sleep. So those are basic the Chinese practice. Okay. Now, if you go even further, like the 6 healing subtle breath. Today, people call it 6 healing sound. It is not 6 healing sound. It is 6 healing subtle breath. If you really have that kung fu, you really learn it properly. Say when you have a stuffy nose, when you are having a little bit cold, you practice the 6 healing subtle breath. It will clear your stuffy nose, the blockage, like you don't breathe, your nose is like you don't breathe smoothly. After you practice, it will clear it up. And if you eat too much, your stomach don't feel good. After you practice it, you will burp. And after you burp, your body will feel light. You feel refreshed. If you eat too much, and after 2-3 days you cannot poo, and you feel stuffy in your belly, if you practice this, the 6 healing subtle breath, you will pass gas, and you will go to restroom. So this is a very, very basic effect where you can expect if you practice the 6 healing subtle breath properly. Of course, that 6 healing subtle breath is on top of the, as what I share with you in these 2 books, the N1 and N2 process. N1, N2 is just to help your body to rest, so that you can nurture qi, you can recover. 6 healing subtle breath is on top of that. Now, as for, you say, Xing qi to Dan Tian, your qi is warm in the Dan Tian. What those, like, again, like in this book, for thousands of years, the anchoring on your Dan Tian is for a treatment of a certain thing. It is not like your vitamins you eat every day. No, it is not. It is a type of treatment. Like the 6 healing subtle breath is the treatment of your internal organs. And the anchoring or focusing on your dantian, the dantian warm up, so forth, they have its purpose. Not everybody be able to or should practice the anchoring into the dantian to create heat. Not everybody should do that. It depends on your body conditions. And the 6 healing breath is for thousands of years is for balancing, circulating your qi in your body, in your internal organs. So those are being practiced for at least 1,400 years. But that you have to have a teacher who really know what to do, what it is, have experience in order to taught you. And that is on top of you be able to breathe properly with the regulatory or the recovery breathing. So this is what it is. So if you go, say for example, practice the 6 healing subtle breath, okay, like people here today call it 6 healing sound. If you go practice that, you feel suffocate, you feel like you're stuck here, stuck there, and you feel, oh, after the practice you are so weak. Well, that means you do it wrong. Okay? And so this is how the dealing with the qi element is about. It's not just, oh yeah, my body can generate this warm feeling. My dantian is warm up, or I have qi flowing. Forget about those things. Those are not what you want to look at. You want to look at as what I explained to you just now, what I shared with you. When you practice with the performance breathing, what type of outcome you got, and then is it the proper, or your qi having a stagnations and so forth. Okay, so that is how it is. And of course, if something went wrong, you need to see Western doctor too, because all the Qigong practice might evoke. If you have a sickness already, it might evoke the sickness. Okay? So this is what is about breathing and what is the reality of practicing Qigong, Neigong, and internal. We cannot just talk about, I'm using this Taoist Qigong, Buddhist Qigong, where you have no idea what is going on. Okay? So today, what I'm sharing with you is the 5th element, the energy element, monitoring, so you know if your practice is proper. Okay? So now you have the first 4 I have shared with you, your diaphragm and pelvic floor muscle, and your core muscle handling, your spine handling, your breathing handling, which is you have to know, is it recovery breathing or the performance breathing, intra-abdominal pressure, balancing and handling. And now you need to know to be able to monitor your energy when you are practicing it. Okay? So that you know you are practicing it properly or you get into something. So this is what I like to share with you today.